Welcome to Decoding the Myth Olympus. Together we will explore the complex stories, dramatic characters, and mysteries behind the world of the Greek gods. From the heights of Olympus to the depths of Hades, join me as I peel back the veil of myth and decode the legends that have shaped Western civilization. Dionysus, the Greek god of wine, embodied a fundamental chaos. Imagine this, a boisterous figure surrounded by a merry band of satyrs and nymphs, encouraging a carefree abandon. His madness echoed through the revelries of ancient Greece, where wine flowed freely and frenzy was just another form of enlightenment. Dionysus wasn't just about wine. He represented the wild freedom we secretly crave. His festivals, a chaotic spectacle of music, dance, and theater, were about joyful non-judgment. His ecstatic rituals inspired the stage, where masks were removed and true selves danced under a moonlit sky. Consider how he taught mortals the art of winemaking. It wasn't merely about getting intoxicated. It was about cultivating happiness from the soil to the grape, celebrating the human capacity to create joy. His teachings reflected divine permission to embrace pleasure, a spark that ignited what some now call hedonic wellness. He was part of nature, not just an observer. Dionysus was born from the thigh of Zeus after his mother Semele was incinerated. Talk about a dramatic family story. His supernatural arrival into the world was one more chapter in the epic of the gods' over-the-top antics. Despite all this extravagance, Dionysus never truly escaped the shadows of societal constraints. The struggles between indulgence and restraint shaped his legend, an ancient tug-of-war between seeking happiness while keeping one's sanity. The Greek epics praised his triumphs and challenges, perhaps a hint that life's pleasures are best enjoyed with a dash of wisdom. Ancient Greek hedonism wasn't simply about hitting the pleasure button. It was a philosophical lens, a way of life the Greeks embraced wholeheartedly. Pleasure was seen as something healthy, a natural human pursuit. Philosophers might have debated the meaning of life, but they all agreed on one thing. When in doubt, listen for the laughter and the music. The Dionysian festivals were the epitome of this pleasure-seeking philosophy. The Greeks created Bacchanalias, theatrical spectacles, and grand feasts dedicated to this wine-loving deity. These events weren't just social gatherings, they were cultural celebrations steeped in meaning. For instance, the festival of Anthesteria marked the first opening of the wine casks, which was as solemn and grand as it sounds. At these festivals, people would don garlands on their sandals and let Dionysus lead them through the full spectrum of emotions. As inhibitions were shed, creativity soared, and personal expressions were given full rein. The masks were not meant to conceal. They revealed the deeper truths beneath, spurred on by the spirit of liberation. Amidst the laughter and joy, one realized the transience of life. This joyful hedonism was not a quick sprint to gratification, but a marathon of mindful bliss. As we reflect on these ancient practices, it's clear that some things never go out of style. Modern wellness trends still echo Dionysus's call to embrace joy. Through yoga retreats and mindful festivals in every form, there is a deep empathy for the Greek spirit of hedonism, a healthy indulgence where you can enjoy life to the fullest, preferably with a good glass of wine. And maybe a toga if you're feeling extra spirited. In the whirlwind of today's hustle culture and digital noise, the rise of modern hedonic wellness practices feels like Dionysus visiting a midweek Zoom call with a vintage wine cask. His spirit lingers as we lose ourselves in spa retreats and yoga sessions, finding a balance between self-indulgence and inner peace. Spa getaways are more than just eucalyptus-scented towels. They are reminiscent of ancient Dionysian festivals by offering spaces where we can connect with ourselves, cocooned in warmth and luxury, as if to say, hey, relaxing isn't a guilty pleasure, but a necessity. Then there's yoga. While seemingly different from Dionysus's boisterous festivals, it shares the same core, finding bliss through movement and breath. Each sun salutation feels like a welcome to the rhythm of life, encouraging us to honor both the physical and the spiritual. Mindfulness plays a crucial role, a deep nod to Dionysus's wisdom that even amidst the grandest of festivals, awareness is key to enjoying life to the fullest. Modern wellness gurus invite us to weekend festivals or week-long retreats in serene settings that promise a transformation. Here, we immerse ourselves in both grandeur and simplicity, tasting, feeling, and experiencing with consciousness. In these activities, one can almost hear the echoes of ancient revelers sharing secrets on how to enjoy pleasure without overdoing it. Through the journey toward wellness, the footsteps of Dionysus seem to be clear in the journey of living fully, surrounded by warmth and laughter. So, when you're watching the sun set over the horizon after your next spa trip or enjoying the stillness after a yoga session, remember that you are tapping into a timeless tradition. Dionysus's legacy reminds us to celebrate our triumphs, embrace our truths, and cherish the gateway to joy, the simple act of being present in the world's gentle chaos. Dionysus, the god who knew no limits in savoring life's pleasure, seems to have left an indelible mark on our modern self-care practices. If you've ever lost yourself in a yoga flow or soaked in a spa bath, you may be channeling a bit of this exuberant deity's energy. The core of many modern wellness practices lies in the pursuit of pleasure, a reminiscent feeling of the euphoria once enjoyed in Dionysus revelries. Consider sensory experiences like aromatherapy and sound baths. They invite us to surrender and steep ourselves in relaxation. It's as if Dionysus himself is whispering, "Go on, listen to the very essence of life. It's okay to escape the mundane for a bit." Our collective obsession with transformative experiences, think of hot yoga sessions or high-energy Zumba classes, bears a resemblance to the ecstatic frenzy of the god's own celebrations. The point is to transcend ordinary consciousness, to dance to a rhythm that brings our true spirit to the forefront. Look at the rise of wellness festivals as a joyous community activity. These gatherings resonate with the collective energy inherent in Dionysian festivals. They encourage us to step away from our solitary screens and pursue joy and serenity together. In essence, the Dionysian spirit encourages us to savor the beauty of life, embrace fleeting pleasures, and meaningful connections. As we explore wellness through this ancient, vibrant lens, we realize that sometimes the most straightforward path to enlightenment is through laughter, dance, and the occasional indulgence in things that make our soul hum. So, the next time you light some sandalwood incense or lose yourself in the rhythm of a dance class, pause for a moment. Feel the ancient spirit of Dionysus swirling around you. His legacy invites us to enjoy life's pleasures, find our authentic selves amidst the madness, and remember that wellness is about joyfully embracing this magnificent journey we're on. Amidst all the happy chaos, it's essential to recognize the shadows behind the modern culture of indulgence. Like any good Greek drama, there are critiques and controversies swirling around the conversation. Critics point out the potential pitfalls of a lifestyle overly focused on self-indulgence. Hedonism is a wonderful concept, they argue, but a relentless pursuit of pleasure risks crossing a line. The allure of spa treatments and lavish retreats can be more taxing on the wallet than on the spirits, leading some to question whether it's about joy or the price tag of modern wellness. There's an examination of whether these practices truly foster well-being or are simply a form of intoxicating escapism. After all, a yoga pose is also a metaphorical dance, but does it address life's real woes or merely distract us with a temporary dopamine rush? Balancing self-indulgence with genuine self-care is often a tightrope act. Key controversies in the modern wellness space: environmental impact of luxury retreats, ethical concerns around cultural appropriation, issues of accessibility and inclusivity, the potential for escapism rather than true growth. On the sustainability front, critics question the environmental and ethical impact of luxury retreats that promise transcendence at a high price. The paradox of flying to a serene oasis seems at odds with the spirit of inner peace. Does the carbon footprint of constant travel overshadow the serenity one seeks on distant shores? On a broader ethical scope, the accessibility of these lavish experiences often comes under scrutiny. How inclusive can a wellness culture that requires significant money be? It's a dialogue that asks whether pleasure should be a privilege of wealth, or if these experiences can be democratized. But, like any good Greek story, it's about finding moderation, a balance between indulgence and awareness. While some critics decry modern wellness as a frivolous trend, others champion the need for joyful, stress-relieving outlets from everyday life. This balance keeps the Dionysian spirit alive yet grounded, welcoming pleasure, but with a sprinkle of mindfulness and community. As we wade through the controversies of hedonism, it's an opportunity to redefine what it truly means to live fully and responsibly, reflecting the delicate interplay of chaos and order that Dionysus himself embodied. As we reflect on the enduring influence of Dionysus, it's clear his legacy encourages us to embrace life's pleasures with both joy and awareness. This balance between indulgence and mindfulness is a timeless dance, inviting us to savor each moment while staying grounded in our values. Here's to finding harmony in the revelry where the echoes of ancient wisdom guide us toward a life filled with vibrant experiences and meaningful connections. Thank you for joining me on this enchanting journey. If you love stories about gods, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment about which god or story you want us to solve in the next episode. See you in the next mythological mysteries.